Okay, let's get down to it, Papa.
Rap, 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 rap.
All right, good evening and welcome once again to Rock Rap. Hi, this is Dante, and I am pleased and particularly honored tonight to have two members of the Average White Band with us tonight. We got a lot to talk to them about. They have a new album out, and I'd like to introduce them to you at this point. And Alan, welcome to Rock Rap, my friend.
Nice to be here.
And Arnie.
Nice to be here.
Thank you. Thanks for coming down to Rock Rap and doing the commute to get here and fighting the traffic.
I'm acute.
And I might tell our audience that the Average White Band has a new album out called Soul Tattoo.
That it does, yeah.
And on Foundation Records, and we will talk about that. And so tell us, what have you been doing in the past couple of years? You know, our audience certainly remembers you from the 70s and some of the things that you did in the 80s. But why don't you tell us what's been happening, Alan, with the Average White Band?
Well, you go back about 4 years, we started touring again a lot. Really, you know, hitting the road and going around Europe, because R&B music started up again in Europe before it got to here. You know, it was just one of these things that the kids over there took to it first. So we were doing a lot of touring around Europe, Germany, Switzerland, all these places, and then bit by bit it started to build here. And really what did it for us was 2.5 years ago we did a Sinbad special down in the islands, along with the OJs and Gladys Knight, War, all these great bands, Earth, Wind and Fire. So it was just a fantastic show, and that was shown all over TV here for probably about 6 months.
So there you go. So everybody remembered Average White Band. Let's hear them again. And she got the new album out. That's fantastic. You know, later on in the show we're going to go to our first video, but I want to talk about why things perhaps happen in Europe before they happen in the States. And I'm just fascinated by the fact that, you know, this soul music came out of Scotland, where you guys are from. We've got to talk about that too later. So where are we? As a matter of fact, let's go to our first video of the evening. It's by the Rolling Stones. And I got to play it because I dug seeing them. And this is an unusual video. What's the title of this new Rolling? Oh, Anybody Seen My Baby? And I got, well, interesting trivia about it. Check it out when we come back. More with Alan and Arnie from the Average White Band.
Remember, folks, whatever you do, don't. Beautiful array of people I see before me. I've been in this burlesque game many years. I love it. Folks, are you ready for this? Welcome to the Sleazeball Lounge. I'm the biggest sleaze of them all. No, really, just kidding. Tonight we have pigs, we have animals, all kinds of... I have the faith, but I'm beginning to lose faith. I'm losing it, because I just can't find my baby. Amongst all these beautiful girls, anybody see my baby?
She confessed her love to me, then she vanished on the breeze. Trying to hold on to that was just impossible. She was more than beautiful, closer to ethereal, with a kind of down-to-earth flavor. Close my eyes, it's 3 in the afternoon. Then I realize that she's really gone for good. Anybody seen my baby? Anybody seen it is. It's 3 in the afternoon. Has she disappeared? Has she really gone for good? Anybody sing? Ain't nobody sing my baby. Anybody sing? Ain't nobody sing my If I just close my eyes, I reach out and touch the prize. Anybody sing? Anybody sing?
Everybody, all like this.
Anybody sing? Anybody sing my way? Has anybody seen her? Anybody seen her? If I could just close my eyes, I'm gonna reach out and touch the prize. Anybody sing? Anybody sing?
Okay, let's get down to it, boppers.
All right, good evening and welcome once again to Rock Rap. Hi, this is Dante.
Kicking it with my homeboy Dante, you know what I'm saying, on Rock Rap Live.
Welcome to Rock Rap and backstage here at Jones Beach.
Thank you. Hi, this is Roger Daltrey and you're watching Dante on Rock Rap, so enjoy yourself.
Back. We're talking about the IDs, you know, it goes on all the time. Actually, we're talking with Alan and Arnie from the Average White Band. And we were talking a little bit off the air about Scotland. So the punk alternative band from Scotland we had on Rock Rap 10 years ago, it's a band by the name of APB.
APB.
All right, no,
Wow.
drawing blanks, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. A lot happened in Scotland after we left.
Right.
You know, to be
Right.
If
honest.
you'd said after 8 minutes or
No, they got huge play here on alternative stations. They were kind of like an instrumental kind of a thing that was going on as, I guess, post-punk alternative was coming in. Very popular here. And
That's PPA, post-punk alternative.
there you go,
PPA.
post-punk alternative. So I thought being from Scotland. But
Yeah.
do you know Ian Anderson?
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah,
Right.
sure, yeah.
Yeah.
He's on his sheep farm. Is
He's
a-
island, I think he has an island off
he-
the west
he
coast of
owns-
Scotland.
He owns an island. But while we're on the subject of Scotland, and you know, listening to you guys, first of all, I would have said, okay, these guys are urban, Detroit. We're going to the Average White Band video already? I can't even get this question in. Gentlemen, why don't you do me a favor? Why don't you point over there
Yeah.
and get these guys on camera. You're going to introduce the video. Tell our American audience.
This is our new video, single from the Soul Tattoo album, and it's a soul ballad called Every Beat of My Heart.
star that I am, waiting only for the nights when we're together, darling. We know what little time we have, baby. Let's make each minute seem like it could be our last one alive. Hold me real close till I know you can feel every beat of my heart. Turn up the light, let me stay here tonight, keeping just as we are, lying beside you, alone in the dark, brings me closer to you, darling, with every beat of my heart. As daylight comes, the morning steals the shadows from your face. Soon I'll be far on my way, taking along this memory with me wherever I go, darling. What a little time we share, baby. There's no argument, I don't realize just how much I care. Hold me real close till I know you can feel every beat of my heart. Turn up the light, let me stay here tonight, keep it just as we are, lying beside you, alone in the dark, brings me closer to you, darling, with every beat of my heart. Closer to you, darling, with every beat of my heart. Hold me real close till I know you can feel every beat of my heart. Turn up the light, let me stay here, just as we are.
It's moving, it's moving.
Yeah, there it is. Yes, there you have it. There are
Live, they move.
There's the rest of the average
We should all do this
white
first.
band. That's it. Yeah, but I would love to see you guys play live, and
It's what we're all about.
Yeah,
We're
it re-
really a live band. That's
yeah.
As opposed to a dead band
Exactly.
or a head band.
But what I was asking you before we got cut off, but watching the video was great. You know, talking about how's this music? You know, like if I was listening to you guys, I would never thought you were Scottish. And how did this music, you know, get there? And how did you guys just like translate it so well? I mean,
Well, Scotland was a big hotbed of soul fans. That's what it was. Soul music was the
on the
biggest
radio,
thing.
on the radio,
On the radio, in
Radio.
dance clubs
Dance
and
clubs.
dance halls and everything. It was all soul music. Motown, Stax, all of that stuff. And that's what we grew up amongst.
So you
That's,
guys
know,
at what age, you know, tuned into this stuff? 18, 20?
Oh, before that.
Yeah, before that.
You know,
Really?
yeah, when we started in bands, like 14, 15-year-olds, it was soul music. That's what we first picked up and started playing.
That's
I
incredible.
mean, there was
to
a
me.
soul boom everywhere.
Right.
You know, obviously, you know, it came from the church. It was, you know, rock and roll started off, and then people started digging deeper and digging up the real dark.
You know, your music is so much more sophisticated than just, you know, soul. I mean, this is like you know, I don't want to say adult music, but it's so much different than just, you know, Tutti Frutti or something, you know.
Well, that was the original rock and roll, which
right.
was just the first
the energy,
you know, the first energy, the first wave of things, and that was really accomplished stuff. Because when you think about it, all these old Elvis records and Little Richard records and things, they had great studio musicians on them who were kind of like country guys as well,
true.
you know.
But they were wonderful, right?
Yeah, they were, and it was accomplished stuff. Then rock and roll went a different way from soul music. Soul music and R&B music went with the more musical tip than rock and roll did, and that's the whole different energy about soul music. It explores a different kind of vibe.
Wonderful. We got to go to our next video. So, you know, I figured I'd throw this on. You know, I was actually looking for, you know, jazz kind of videos to play, you know, to keep in along musical lines here. And I said, you know what, this video by Amani Coppola. Have you seen this video? It's a wild video. A young girl has nothing to do with you guys. Juxtaposition. Right. Let's watch it. We'll trash it afterwards. But that's a great video. Right. No, you're gonna dig it. It's
Not
called,
necessarily.
And it's appropriate for Scotland. It's called Legend of a Cowgirl. So let's check it out. You know.
A cowgirl.
A cowgirl.
The shadow of AIDS is among us.
I'm HIV negative, and I intend to stay that way.
There's no set way of how someone should bring up the fact of safe sex.
That's one thing I'm not shy about.
I mean, I'm not gonna have, like, an argument over it.
I will talk about sex in a minute.
Don't bring it up in the heat of the moment.
At the time, you're not really thinking.
It's something that you should have been discussing with this person before it gets to that point.
You're not thinking about disease and so you're thinking about love, and all these beautiful images are going through your mind.
Because that's when situations become awkward, and that's when things get difficult.
You're not thinking about, oh, well, you know, this person could have AIDS.
When you see it's gonna head there, just bring it up, you know?
Initiate it. That's one thing I'm not shy about.
You just gotta come out and say it.
Respect yourself, protect yourself.
Hi, this is Dave Mason, and you can catch myself and Dante on Rock Rap, so tune in.
There you go. See, no accent whatsoever, though.
We'll do his accent for you.
All right.
One you didn't
No
get.
accent.
Welcome back. And we were just looking at Dave Mason and commenting about him. But he's from Birmingham. That's
Birmingham,
from,
he's
a Bromie
lad.
We'll get rid of him. We'll reinvade. Hey, but you know, Scotland's getting a legislature, right? Did
That's
you hear
right,
about this?
We have our own parliament now.
See, the average white man has been petitioning in Scotland.
For years.
Okay.
So we can move back now. Yeah. No, man, none of this exile stuff.
Do you have regrets about not living back in Scotland, or do you visit often?
Oh yeah,
occasional,
all the time.
You know, occasional twinge, but you know, we call it the big pool. You keep getting pulled home.
Family's got to be back there, right?
Brothers
and
we go home every year.
Stuff.
We go home every year and visit parents and family.
And we're going back there in a couple of weeks.
Right. Well, you guys are right. You mentioned.
I still have a place there, so I have strong connections. You know,
there you
that's
go.
the main thing.
Wonderful.
He has roots or foundations even.
Both.
Yeah.
Foundations. Well, let's talk a little bit about Soul Tattoo that came out on Foundation Records.
Oh, yeah, I like
perfect.
that.
Arnie was feeding it to me. But anyway, so tell us about Foundation Records. What kind of a label is it? How did they hook up? How did they sign you? Do they have your old repertoire?
No, they're just a really good independent run by guys that ran Mercury label for Polygram a few years back.
Okay.
3 guys, Bob Scorer, Marcus Peterzel, and John Mazzacco, and they had the foresight to get involved in putting an independent label that was well connected. You know, they have actually we liked the offices. That's what it was.
You dug it.
Beautiful offices.
They gave you good coffee. They had nice milk.
Good coffee.
They had great couches. You know, that was it. It was sealed. No, and three guys that know what they're doing. You know, it's not like they're a young independent that wouldn't have a connection to our kind of music.
Now, did you have the songs to bring to them? Did you have the songs already recorded?
Already done.
Yeah.
Already done, so it was kind of sewed up nice
Finished
and tight for
package.
them. And distribution is, how's distribution being done?
Very good, very well. It's in every record store we've ever been to. We've checked in all the cities we've played across the states, and it's been everywhere. You know.
Wonderful.
You can't ask for more than that.
So,
well, you can ask for a huge, massive hit.
You could ask for millions.
That's in the lap
but
of the
apart
gods.
from that,
double platinum.
Yeah.
Well, let's go back to when it was platinum, back in the 70s. Pick up the pieces and stuff like that. You guys reflect a lot back on that time, or?
Well, every time you hear it, you reflect back, and it triggers memories. You know,
Right.
when these were the days when people shipped platinum without even thinking. You know, that was a great time. When,
That was it. Shipping platinum.
It's shipped platinum, guys. You know.
Yeah.
Then we said, yeah, but half of them will be shipped back. But in our case, fortunately, that didn't happen. You know,
accounting procedures. You know what the heck. Yeah.
No, it was good times. You know, I wouldn't have missed that for the world.
Yeah. And what was it? Was that? Were you guys like in the middle of the disco, prior, right after?
Prior.
Yeah.
Just before that kind of
I mean,
explosion.
Pick Up the Pieces really became a disco hit before there was such a thing as something.
Disco was a craze that
terms.
had started in Europe, in France, and then in England, and it was on its way over here, and it took a couple of years to catch up, like the R&B thing we're talking about recently.
That's been going on.
So we were ahead of that wave, thank goodness.
Yeah. You know, I was in London about a couple of years ago, and the jungle thing was going on.
Yeah.
And, you know, I'd heard about it. As a matter of fact, Bruce Dickinson had mentioned it to me. He said, "No, we're not happening." He goes, "This jungle stuff is happening on the
drum and bass,
east side or something." Why do things seem to start over there and have to begin in England and Scotland, a place like that?
Well, they don't always. House started here in Detroit. I mean, house music started in Detroit.
Okay.
It didn't start over there, and it quickly transported itself over there. You know, some of the hot DJs were going over there, and guys like Frankie Knuckles and people were getting hot ticket in London.
Right.
But it just so happens that jungle, because reggae has always been a huge popularity thing in the United Kingdom, because the main it's not an African American population, it's a Jamaican,
which is part of the empire.
We lived in West London when we were starting this band. We were living all amongst Jamaican people, so we hear reggae all the time. There's still some of the tracks that we've cut over the years that have little reggae influence, and jungle has a lot of reggae in it. It's that mixture of kind of like soft house and drum and bass and reggae. You have that mixture that makes jungle.
And look at the various types of musicians that are now sampling your music.
Yeah,
we were talking about it off air a little bit, but over, I guess, 80 different bands have sampled the average white
80 different artists, groups, and whatever.
Janet Jackson.
Well, to tell us, because, you know, for the rappers that are watching
the big one really started with TLC. Ain't Too Proud to Beg. They sampled Schoolboy Crush. And then Janet Jackson sampled the same cut with the New Agenda on the Janet album. Bobby Brown did One More Night. That was the same. They're all the same cut, sampled. Right. And on it goes. Now Puff Daddy has Person to Person on his new album. A track called Friend.
That is so cool. You get the telephone. You go, guess what? Puff Daddy's just sampling your song.
We did. We were in Chicago.
Yeah,
we went out to celebrate.
Fortunately, we had a night off. I called him, and he went, "Woo, to the bar."
That's it. Wow, Puff Daddy, amazing stuff.
Yeah.
And we were also talking a little bit about, you know, actually, Average White Band right now is celebrating their 25th year, which is congratulations, guys.
25th year.
Oh,
yeah, you know, we'll be doing this in wheelchairs
Where's my
one of these days, right?
Where's me Zimmer?
Bring them in. And well, you know, I was watching Crystal Method, and you know, it's not much instrumentation. Just put out the keyboards and go for it, right? You know, but we're talking about, you know, playing, and you guys were saying that you had no problem just playing 6 consecutive nights and doing it without any wear and tear on the vocal cords and.
You have to do that to make it work, basically, when you're on tour. You know, you can't afford too many nights off, and it's... Anyway, when you have a night off, you tend to go out and get, you know, spend too much time in the bar.
You guys are still friendly. You're still talking to one another, you know?
Yeah. Well, we did have some good time off for good behaviour.
Yeah. Now it's time on for bad behaviour.
So
no, we enjoy it. We wouldn't do this if we didn't have a great time. I mean, there's nights when you just look at the audience out there and you see like the city in the background doing big open air shows, and then you go, this feels as good as the first time around.
And I've got to say, the band, the guys with us are excellent. You know,
absolutely.
We got a great live band.
We got to close on that one. But listen, it's been
great.
Come
and check us out.
I would love to. Please let me know and let our audience know when you guys will be in.
We'll be in New York in the spring.
Wonderful, wonderful. Alan, I want to thank you so much for coming down to Rock Rap.
Wonderful.
Arnie,
Thank you very much. Thank you for having us.
As a matter of fact, why don't we, let's close out on the Average White Band, man. We want to hear a little of that song, so we'll spin that video, and we hope you enjoyed the guys, and we'll see you next week on Rock Rap. Take care. We'll just wave in this camera here. Bye, guys. You know. Goodbye. Hey, what do you say?
Farewell.
See you.
We bid you adieu.
Each day goes by. Doing all the simple things I know.